Here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce, we always get a kick out of it to where we have someone come into the studio with us who their business is in place to help all the other businesses. We like all the members, but I'm a little partial, again, to any of our members that are there to help other businesses. It's exactly where we are today. It's Bryan Acosta, Advent Trinity Marketing. Bryan, great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Advent Trinity Marketing, that's always such an interesting name. I know the story behind it, but can you give us just a little recap on that?
Sure. So, odd story, and this is a fun story. It is a faith-based business, right? Our priority is our faith, people, process, results. And when we were coming up with the name, Advent Trinity, it's kind of like a double whammy. Originally, Advent means coming of. Trinity means obviously three, right? So originally it was technology, marketing, and growth. And double whammy, of course, with Advent Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? So it is faith-based. And we have a interesting story of how we grew into technology, marketing, growth. I have an interesting story here at the Chamber of Commerce of how we grew our business. And as we grew our business, we met an investor, a main investor, who eventually bought our company back in 2021. And then now he's the new owner of Advent Trinity Marketing Agency. You might know him as Charlie Pham, right?
Sure.
And shortly after, he names me CEO of this co-working space. And this co-working space is, the phrase of the co-working space is not just a workspace, it's a growth space, right? Because it's a space where people can grow. And then finally, we did a joint venture to come out with a new technology called Nuvio, a software that's coming out this year. So now we literally have the Trinity, which is technology, the software, marketing, the marketing agency, growth, the co-working space. That's the growth.
Kind of sounds like somebody had a plan all along for how this thing's going to end up.
Exactly. That's a crazy story. It is a crazy story. But yeah, I mean, it's a interesting and wonderful story. But yeah, faith, people, process, results. That's how we came up with the Advent Trinity Marketing Agency.
So then as far as, I don't want you to come up with a big, long deal, but a vision statement for the company. You pretty much said it with the background of the story. But anything else you want to add to that as far as what you do?
So, our vision at Advent Trinity, you said it best, is we're here to help businesses grow, right? And so Advent Trinity, the vision statement, is to change the world through innovation and inspire businesses to grow. Why that vision statement? So to change the world through innovation. Well, business is always changing. And the way we operate businesses, technology, people, the way people do business, it's always changing. You have to be very innovative and always change and be up with the times to inspire businesses to grow. And I think that this is huge for our staff because you've been a business owner. It's not easy.
No,
it's not easy. And so, to be a partner with somebody to help them grow, we not only have to serve them, but we have to inspire them. We have to inspire them to keep going and persevere the challenges and obstacles that are going to come the way, whether that's marketing, that's operation, that's sales. Things are going to happen in the business, and we have to continue to inspire businesses to grow.
Well, and not only that, you continue to grow within your own business to stay ahead of the curve, to continue to help people to grow. It's just always evolving.
Yep.
You keep ways going to help your business grow so you can help other businesses grow as well. You've been doing it for a little while, too. You got a big anniversary coming up this year, don't you?
We do. So with this year coming up is 8 years.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Did you think?
I did.
Back in the day, 8 years ago?
I just did a thing, And it's funny because, I tell the story, it's kind of like the Google started, people starting a garage, and that's literally us. Like, literally all we had, Ruben, who started the business with me, all we had was a desktop and a laptop to our name. We didn't have anything else to our names. And so we got into this business, and no, did I think that we would get here, that I'd become CEO of a co-working space and eventually tackle on a software development company to build a CRM? No, I had no idea.
But yeah, here you are.
Yet here we are.
Can you peek ahead to think where you're going to be 8 more years from now? Who knows?
Who knows?
What's next? Well, one thing you're getting into now, I've known you for a long time, Bryan, and I've always liked the way, and we touched on it, how you're always innovating, but you're always venturing out and finding new stuff. You're getting in with government work now.
Yes.
Talk to me about that and why that's such a big...
So we've been helping businesses and organizations, nonprofits. So we've helped people with B2C, B2B. We've launched e-commerce websites. We've helped manufacturing companies. We've helped, build learning management systems for online courses. And so now we've ventured off. We've actually got our certifications like the SB Plus and all those kind of certifications to help government agencies, whether that's local schools, municipal work, medical facilities. So now we're getting into that. And it's just another avenue to help those organizations, build their organizations as well.
Have you found, are there any significant differences between working with the government agencies versus working with companies, or marketing's marketing?
Marketing is marketing. There's definitely a lot of more, paperwork. But as far as, and it's interesting you say that, because we do webinars twice a month, and they're free webinars. But we preach that system called the Build, Launch, Grow, Scale.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, it's no different for a government agency than it is for a business. And you start off, and in this webinar, we teach this a philosophical, right, of, hey, you have to have a strategy. You have to have a blueprint. And I know people that are listening today, they know the great Jeff Williams, right? And he wrote a book. And one of his favorite things is he said it himself, you have to have a map, right? Well, it's no different when you're building a marketing campaign for a business, for a nonprofit, for an organization. You have to have a blueprint. You can't build a house without the blueprint.
Right.
And so once you have that blueprint, the same thing for all organizations is you have to build the right assets. And what are those assets? Do I have a website? Do I have videos? Do I have photography? Do I have content and structure and graphics to be able to launch into the market? And launching into the market is, I need people to know who we are. That's advertising, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, television ads, all kinds of ads, right? And then finally you go into the grow phase, which is, hey, I'm growing and nurturing those relationships. People know me now. I have emails. I have people liking us on Facebook. How do I nurture those relationships? And then once you have a good pipeline, it's finally time for scale, which is, how do I automate some of this stuff? Got a lot of things going on, moving parts. That's when AI comes into play.
Well, I was going to ask you about AI, because we can't talk about all the things you do without AI. But I wanted, before we start on that, AI, in a lot of ways, people throw AI around like they know what they're talking about, but they really don't.
Yes.
You do know what you're talking about. So when you're utilizing AI, what is it you're doing specifically?
So I use a lot of AI to help me with my mundane tasks, but it is an assistant, right? It isn't the leader. And a lot of people, they come in and they want to shortcut a lot of stuff using AI. And AI does a lot of great things, but one thing that it doesn't replace is authenticity, right?
Yeah.
And I have to remind people of that, because now that AI is here, and this is not to bash on AI, this isn't the war against AI, but AI is great, and there's a place and time to use it. But at the end of the day, because of AI, people are starting to see, hey, that's a robot, or that's not real. We're human, and we rely on human-to-human interaction. We rely on community, right? And so, if we try to shortcut content and try to do things to shortcut things because it's easier for us, we're missing the point of authenticity. And I think that's a big thing that people are starting to get away from is, hey, you can do all the AI you want, but people want to do business with people.
People buy from people. We preach that all the time at the chamber. Any events we have, people buy from people. Yeah. And you're exactly right, Bryan. If people feel like they're not talking to a person, then that authenticity that's so important. I don't care what your business is. You got to be authentic, as you already stated. People do buy from people, and they feel like they're talking to a robot. They're not quite as inclined to do so.
Exactly. Exactly. And not that AI is great. There are things that you can do with AI.
Sure.
If you have the foundation. We have built like AI bots on websites. We've written all the content and provided all the resources, and then AI will help guide that user to the right resource within that website. There's things that it can do. Help us check our emails and make sure that we're writing the right thing. All right, and the grammar checking. There's a couple of things that it does. It can create graphics and videos. It can help you with ideas. And like I said, though, it's an assistant. The moment you relinquish full control of AI is then when things start to to bug up on
Right.
them.
Then you've tanked everything you've worked so hard to do. 8 years ago, I guess AI probably wasn't a big deal, was it?
No, it wasn't a big deal, but we've done a lot of research because AI is coming up and it continues to get more traction, right? And people that aren't in AI will be left behind. So you do have to stay on top of what's going on in AI because that is where the world is going, right? Not to say that it's not important. You still have to be involved in AI.
As a business owner, we hear so many stories, depending on the businesses, how tough the job market is these days. And you specifically, you've got to have some pretty sharp cookies on your team, and you do. Where do you find them?
You know, it's funny enough, as I find them on Handshake. A lot of them come from Handshake.
Okay.
And universities, local universities. I've hired a lot of students coming out of UNT, UTA, TCC. So really, we are always hiring from local schools, and that's where we tried to go first before we start going out to the public markets. And I just think that me personally, you know, I was really young when I started this company, and so I think that youth has so much potential. We have interns right now from the AISD, from the Dan Dipert. They're helping us with podcasts at the co-working space. I think it's important that you continue to nurture the upcoming generation because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be taking the helm, you know?
Do they get a kick out of where, I mean, you're still very young, all right,
well,
compared to this guy for sure. But do you get a kick out of it now to where youth, and you probably don't even agree to this, I hope you do, even though you're too modest to admit it, you are in a lot of ways a mentor to so many people. These kids coming up, it wasn't that long ago since you were them, and yet look at you now. You've got this. You're a mentor to these guys. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel old? Are you proud? Or
I get called, you know, it's funny is I get called old at work because a lot of them are younger than me. And but I do get a kick out of it because, you know, if they're calling me old, I'm like, come on. I'm
not coming to your office then. If they're calling you old, I'll come meet you, but I don't want to meet them.
Yeah, exactly. No, but they're great. They're great. And but to your point, it's I struggled a lot with this battle personally because I was young, and to be a mentor and to take on a leadership role. Am I a true leader? Like I had to battle that and saying, hey,
Sure.
age has nothing to do with this.
Right?
And so, you know, I'm leading my customers. Majority of my customers are older than me, right? Not to say that that's a problem, but majority of my customers are older than me. And, you know, I think that leadership can take any role, any age, any, you know, gender. I don't think that has to do with anything. I think it comes from the heart. I think it comes from, you know, how you were designed and who you were meant to be.
Let's talk about your chamber journey. As we sit here at Sargent Studios here at our chamber, your journey is something. I mean, I'll go ahead and get to where we are now. You're not only on our board of directors here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for that, by the way. But you're also at the highest level of membership you can get, our President Leadership Council. A far cry from where you were 8 years ago.
Yes.
Talk to us about how the chamber has impacted you both personally and through your businesses since you first joined here all that time ago.
So, I mean, the chamber has just been an instrument that's developed me not only as a leader but as a business professional, right? And to think of my journey, and I said at the beginning of this show, is like, hey, I sold my company to the chamber. I met somebody here who was a major investor who believed in our company and acquired our company and invested even more money into the company. And then now is having me help with other ventures, right? And so, you know, to think back that the first thing that I did when we, you know, with Ruben is we went online, we signed up for a chamber membership, general member, and once again, laptop and a desktop to our name, joined the chamber, go to a happy hour, and I met some, you know, some friends that are still here, like Paul Brody, Corey Calloway, and to build those relationships, they dragged me into being the Rotary Club, you know, here in Arlington, and just to be involved in the community, and to make sure that, hey, you're running a business, but you still have friends that are, within that business community. They're not just people that are doing business, but they're your friends, right? And you can lean on them for advice. You can lean on them for just, bounce ideas off each other. And I think that's important. You have to have a community to build your business,
So now that you're here on the board of directors, and it's early on in the process, but you've been to a few meetings. From a personal standpoint, is it pretty cool to sit around the table and realize I'm one of them? You probably don't realize that, but you are.
Yeah.
And be on the board. How does that feel?
Actually, I never think about that.
Yeah.
I
Good.
I just look around the room and am honored to be in the same room with leaders that are helping our city. To think of myself, wow, I'm here. That never really crossed my mind. Really, it's and my wife actually said this the other day. She said that you have a specific gift, which is I don't look at a person and look at their status. I look at a person and say, hey, how can I help you? And, let's have a relationship about, just a regular relationship. Let's just face it. There's a lot of stars in this board of directors.
Sure.
They're very famous people and with a lot of connections, but I don't see it that way. I just see them as a person that just a regular person, just a regular human being who, yes, has status, but at the end of the day, we're all here to help each other.
Again, people buy from people.
Yeah.
People are here to help people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking to someone today that maybe they're you 8 years ago and they're starting a business in a garage, they're like, man, I want to join the chamber, but that's $350. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What's the number one reason they should jump in and do it?
You can't do this alone. It takes a village to build a business, and you need community, and by joining the chamber, you have that community. Not only will it help you grow your business, it'll help you grow it personally. It'll help you grow with acquiring new customers, hopefully. But it'll help you get in front of the right people to nurture you as a business leader. And I think that's a super crucial and important.
Well, I appreciate that. And you're a walking testimony to what active membership in the chamber can do for people.
Yes.
I'm again, on a personal note, I've known you since you started here 8 years ago, because I was here as a member myself 8 years ago, and we were there side by side figuring it out. Mm-hmm. You really have figured it out to the point that
appreciate it.
You're on the board, you're PLC, you continue to help people, you continue to bring new staff on board to grow your business, again, for the sole purpose of helping other people grow theirs. Bryan Acosta, Advent Trinity Marketing, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it. Keep being you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Hey, folks, thank you for being with us as well. Bryan knows it. He's known it a long time. Together we succeed. I hope you know that as well. Thanks for being with us.